This is John Presco, Roy Rosemont Press. We're at the scene on Oakdale, the 500 block, near Pheasant and Overleaf. And last night when I went to bed, I was going to write on John Monroe and Kim Hafner, what they were saying about me. They were depicting me as a dangerous madman who should be institutionalized or something, locked up, because I constantly hurt people and harm myself. Well, Kim Hafner worked at the Johnson unit. She was paid money by the state of California and the city of Eugene to take care of people with mental problems. And did she treat me as she would a patient? I don't think so. She seemed to be very interested in slandering me to my neighbors. Some of them were mentally challenged, depicting me as an extremely dangerous person who should be watched and talked about. The news should be spread through the apartment where I live down there that I'm a very, very mentally deranged person, which she said. I had that on video. And John Monroe worked for Nightingale. He was on the board with Ali Valkyrie, and apparently they got some funding. And John Monroe comes off as some kind of psychologist or something, and he goes after my mother, my sister, and of course me, and my newspaper. Him and Ali Valkyrie point to my newspaper, Roy Rosemont Press, as being evidence how mentally ill I am. Well, have I done anything like that over there? There's 3 homes destroyed. How much is this costing the taxpayer to take care of the mental illness that got out of control? A 60-year-old man. He absolutely wreaked havoc and chaos in my neighborhood. Now this is something I can't help but believe that Kim Hafner and John Monroe wish that I'd done this. Okay? They wish this, it was me that set the house on fire and got a rifle, shut out the fire department, because then they'd have proof. They'd be vindicated. This would be evidence that, their observations about me were so accurate, so right on. See, their credibility would go soaring. Okay? So this is the story I'm going to be covering. This is the story I was going to cover when I went to bed last night, and I woke up at 5:30 to witness this. And I'm going to follow up. What was going on with this man who destroyed other people's homes and property, ruined automobiles? What was going on with his mind? Were his relatives, calling him cuckoo and taunting him and making him out to be insane for some selfish reason? Maybe there was a legacy or a will, involved. Maybe the daughter wanted him to be insane because he didn't approve of her boyfriend. Who knows? I've run the gauntlet of things like this, with not only my daughter, but with Stacy Perot and her hired ghostwriter Tom Snyder depicts my family, my famous sister Christine Rosamond, as being, mentally deranged. And he says for what notes that they found, written by her after her death, were the ideations of a woman who was mentally ill when she wrote them. Therefore, he's not going to publish any evidence real evidence that my sister was seriously mentally ill and was a danger to herself and other people. No. Indeed, my sister wrote a 276-page rough draft of her autobiography, and that was disappearing. My younger sister, Vicky Presco, showed me that, or showed me excerpts from that, where Christine kind of rags on me for a fight we had over milk when we were, I don't know, 12 years old. It's just, So here you have this world-famous artist being made out to be cuckoo and crazy, capable of maybe doing something like this. But she did she? She didn't do it because she actually created some very, very beautiful works of art. Was world known for her beautiful women. But in order to make Stacey Pro and executor Sidney Morris look good and look credible, they came up with this book, which Marilyn Reed is reading right now, called When You Close Your Eyes. And that book is so full of holes, but they needed to be credible. See, this is the story here. People want to be credible. They need their credibility. We're living in a tough world. We have the President of the United States calling people's names, denigrating people, demeaning women, defiling their character. They're trying to destroy their credibility. Right now, he's up there tweeting, saying horrible things, about his enemies. And he's, protecting a billionaire, a Saudi prince, king, who wants to be credible right now because they lured a reporter to his death. They killed him. Turkey. And then they chopped up his body. They probably started with his head. They probably severed his head first, and then they used a bone saw to cut up the body, and disposed of probably in suitcases, taken out of the country. So that's that breaking news. But right here in Springfield, Oregon, we got this breaking news. Man goes mad. Man was mad, was mentally ill, and he went insane. He committed acts of insanity that destroyed a good part of my neighborhood. I probably passed this gentleman many times. No, I don't know. I passed him. How many times did I actually see him? Was he a recluse? They're looking for bullets. I've been seeing the fire investigators and police investigators going around looking for bullets on the ground. This guy, he wanted to kill people. See? And John Monroe and Ali Valkyrie, with the help of Belle Birch, wanted to take away my credibility because I was writing about them in my newspaper. And they didn't want that. They wanted to hide what they were doing and the funding. They didn't want people that would give them money to read my newspaper and maybe decide that these aren't the people that to give funding to. So credibility. We all want it. We all want to live in a street, and, many of us do suffer from mental illness in America. And yes, we're losing our credibility. When evidence of our mental illness can't help but leak out, is that the word? And people around us become aware that we're severely mentally ill, or a little bit mentally ill. So for little mentally ill, why poke the bear, as Mary Broadhurst said? If Allie Valkyrie and John Monroe and Belle Birch believed I was a dangerous lunatic, well, why provoke me? Why, poke at me? Why poke the crazy bear? Did these people really have Belle Birch's well-being in mind when they attacked me? Along with, about 30 people on Allie Valkyrie's Facebook? No, they were provoking me. How did I respond? After 3 years, have I done anything like this? Kim Hather is poking me and provoking me. Have I done anything like this? No. So is that proof that I'm of sound mind? And in truth, I'm a good neighbor and actually a good reporter for my newspaper. These are the questions that everybody's asking now. How are you doing this morning? You mind if I should?
I'm doing all right. I'm trying to
Film?
make sure all the kids get on the school bus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Is there a school
No,
bus?
they only stop right there. They don't come from there.
I've had like 4 on that side, but I guess we didn't.
Yeah, but then you walk to that stop down there, and then you'll just keep stopping as we go out. Okay?
Well, it's lucky he didn't do this this morning, right?
Yeah.
When the kids
I don't
are
want
out.
to be on camera.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I was going to ask you first.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to cut this short so it doesn't get too long.